welcome to another speed build. Today I will be building a large house in Forgotten Hollow using only base game and the Vampires pack. I didn't even use any of the rewards that we got for the events. So if you've got base game and you've got vampires, you are good to go. So this was originally built on the Fledermaus Bend lot. I'm not sure if that is the correct pronunciation, but I did my best, and there it is. So there is that. The outside of this build is very much inspired by Phantom Manor at Disneyland Paris, and the inside of the build has a lot of elements that you will recognize as being inspired by the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland in California and Walt Disney World in Florida. So that was kind of the whole vibe I was going with this build. And the interesting thing is, as I was building this, and the farther along I got in the build, the more I realized that the Phantom Manor house looks a lot like the house from the movie Psycho, which also made me want to now build the house from Psycho and the Bates Motel. So I don't know, maybe that's something that I will do in the future. I think maybe closer to Halloween, that might be one of the builds I do. Closer, during haunt season, that feels appropriate for then. But I don't know, I'm kind of excited to build it, so maybe sooner. We'll see, I guess. I don't know. But, oh my gosh, these roofs. This is the first time that I've tried to build a roof in this style. I'd have to Google it to see exactly what style this is, but I think it's called mansard. I think this is a mansard style roof. And I actually had to go watch another builder build one of these roofs so that I could figure out how to do it, because I cut out probably a good 2 hours of footage of me struggling to make this roof work. And I finally gave up and decided to go watch somebody else do it so I can figure out how to build it. And I do that a lot. Well, not a lot, but enough. That's one of the ways that I learned how to build, was by watching other people do it. And in particular, the creator that I went and watched to learn how to build this style of roof was Jessica Pye. I really like her builds. I want to say she's in the UK. And the thing that I really like about her builds is that they are just so absolutely detailed and realistic looking, and just the way she uses clutter is just amazing. I would say that if you were playing on PC and you downloaded one of her builds from the gallery, it is probably going to make your game lag, but oh my goodness, they are gorgeous, and I love watching her build them. But I don't really watch very many creators do Sims builds anymore while I'm actively building and uploading videos, because I don't want to be influenced. I don't want to watch them do a build and then think, oh, I want to do that. And then I've got, I don't want to copy. I don't want to steal somebody else's content, somebody else's ideas. And, I don't even want to be like subconsciously influenced on a build. And like one of the other creators that I do watch, who is actually a friend of my oldest child in real life, is TheSimmingKoala. And I did one of her shell challenges, and I do watch her videos. She is one of the only creators that I do actually keep up with her content as she uploads it and watch her content. And recently she uploaded where she built a water park, and I was like, oh, that's so cool, I want to build a water park. But now I don't want to build a water park because I don't want to copy. I don't want to, I don't want to steal her thunder. And I know she wouldn't care. And I know that the same people that watch my videos aren't necessarily the same people that watch her videos. But also, if you're not watching her videos, why not? Why are you not over there watching her videos? I'll put a link in the description to her channel so you can go check her out. She does legacy builds. She's done some Inzoi playthrough. She does legacy gameplay, I'm sorry, and quite a few builds. And she also has a Twitch channel and plays a variety of games on there. So if you're on Twitch, check her out there as well. But so as I'm yapping, we've already started decorating the inside of the house. Sorry about that. So that foyer, that foyer is supposed to be kind of reminiscent of the stretching room in the Haunted Mansion, which is one of the second areas that you go into on the attraction. You first go into a holding area that has a fireplace, and then the second area, which is kind of like a pre-show, is the stretching room. And it has this gorgeous striped wallpaper that is shades of greens and golds and crimson. And the best I could do with the wallpaper I had available was the red stripes in there. Now there is a wallpaper that is a little closer to the stretching room wallpaper, and I think it came with I want to say it came with cats and dogs. I'm pretty sure that's what it came with. And it has the wainscoting on the bottom with chair rail, and the colors are a little bit more accurate to the Haunted Mansion stretching room wallpaper, which I see that stretching room wallpaper every day because my living room is decorated in real life in a Haunted Mansion theme. Haunted Mansion is one of my favorite attractions, along with Pirates of the Caribbean. So who knows? Maybe I'll do another pirate theme build. The shell challenge that I did, that was TheSimmingKoala's shell challenge, which was like 2 years ago, was I went with like a pirate theme for a restaurant, which I don't know. I want to do something different and something unique. It seems like anytime I want to do a themed build, it ends up being a restaurant or a cafe. And I don't know. Maybe I should build like, I don't know. I can't think of what it's called right now. But in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, when they all have to go, all the lead pirates have to all go meet up together. Was that Pirates Cove? I don't remember, but maybe something like that, like a grotto with ships, and the ships could be the houses. I'm not sure. I feel like I've seen somebody else build that. I don't know. It's so difficult to come up with unique ideas for builds because I'm always afraid that like I have watched somebody else's video and just subconsciously I'm just repeating what I saw them do. But anyway, I wanted to make sure that pipe organ was out there because that's a big element in the Haunted Mansion in the ballroom. And the chairs that I put in the living room, the 2 black chairs in the corners, they kind of look like doom buggies, which is the vehicle that you ride in on Haunted Mansion. So I liked that. I really liked the way that this library turned out. It felt very dark and heavy and cluttered without being cluttered. And those tapestries over the windows, that was a happy accident, because I knew I wanted to use a tapestry in this room, which simply because it was a new item that came with the Vampires pack. And anytime I do these limited pack builds where it's like base game and something else, I try to use as many of the items that you got new with that pack as I can. So I knew I wanted to use the tapestry in that library. And I had originally thought about putting it over the fireplace. And then I changed my mind and decided I wanted to do mirrors over the fireplace. And I really wanted like a built-in bookshelf look. But the fireplace that you got with the Vampires pack, man, that thing is just so big. And it wouldn't fit there with any of the bookcases beside it. So that was one reason why you saw me building the custom bookcase, which was really just shelves on the one side of the fireplace, and then raising up that other one that was supposed to be a floor bookshelf. So you can't use the bookshelf beside the fireplace, but there is another bookshelf in the house. There are other bookshelves accessible. So I wanted that kind of look. So I wanted the mirrors, and I didn't want the tapestry over there. So I had moved the tapestry over to the other side of the wall, over top of the window, right? And when I turned back around to start decorating that side of the room, I thought it looked really unique as a window covering instead of using curtains, because you only got 3 new curtains with the Vampire pack, and I've already used one style of those curtains in the living room, and I will be using another style of the curtains upstairs when we get to the primary bedroom. And they're just so heavy and opulent, and I just really didn't want that for the library. So instead, I thought, okay, we'll use the tapestries, because I don't know. In the base game curtains, man, you can tell they're old. You can tell, this game, I don't want to say it hasn't aged well, but it's difficult to get those curtains to move to where you want them to on the wall, the base game curtains on console. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Because they frustrate me. Curtains frustrate the heck out of me. But anyway, so we're on the 2nd floor now. And this floor has 2 bedrooms, the only bathroom in the entire house, and a landing. And then there is one room on the 3rd floor that we'll get to later. And so this is the shared bathroom that you access from the landing on the 2nd floor. So I tried to do in the kitchen and in the foyer and around the landing of the staircase on the 1st floor, and then this bathroom. I tried to do something a little bit more unique with the tile work. Now, I don't know if it looks good in the kitchen, where the kitchen tile meets the wood. I'm not sure if you noticed or not, but I tried to do that thing where they do in real life, where like sometimes you'll have a tile floor that meets wood or laminate or some other type of flooring, and they'll take the tile and they'll kind of vary it, like feather it almost, looking out into the wood. And I love that. I think that looks so unique and so interesting. And I tried to kind of maybe do that in the kitchen, but I don't know, it just ended up kind of pointy, and I left it just because it was unique and different, but I'm still not sure if I like it. So we just finished up the primary bedroom. I'm also getting very bored with the overhead lights from base game, and the Vampires Pack just had the 2 chandeliers that were like candles, and I didn't want to. I did use those. I did use one of them downstairs, and I don't have tall enough room heights to use the longer one, but they look exactly the same. There's just 2 different heights. So in the primary bedroom, that was like my attempt at trying to make more a unique light fixture, and I think it actually turned out kind of good. That nursery that I did, it's a nursery for object babies. It's the first nursery I've ever done for twins, and I did it for twins specifically because I am pretty sure it was this pack that we got the lot trait that allows you to makes it more likely that you'll have twins. And then this upstairs bedroom is the one with the vampire casket in it for the bed. And I didn't put too much else in here. And my thought was maybe possibly the Sims that live in this house, only one of them is a vampire. And that's why I went ahead and included a kitchen and made it functional for like normal Sims. And so I'm thinking that like maybe only one is a vampire. Like maybe Grandpa's the vampire. Maybe Grandma's the vampire. Who knows? Whatever. But that's why I decorated it the way that I did. Also, the nursery that was set up for twin object babies. Super easy the way I've got everything spaced out in there for you to take those bassinets out, delete those, and switch them out for a crib or a toddler bed. Get rid of the extra dresser that I made into a changing table, and get rid of that blanket stand, and you could fit single beds in there. So it'd be real easy to swap it out for whatever life stage you've got going on that you need to put in there. The landscaping took forever, and I cut a lot of the landscaping out because I wanted it to look overgrown. But I wanted it to look like at one time it had been very nice and manicured, and you had professional landscapers come in, and you had like a professional gardener come every week to tend to it, or maybe, you know, they lived there and tended to it. But I wanted it to show its age. I wanted you to be able to recognize that at one time this was all very manicured and beautiful, and maybe it was before all the vampires moved in. I don't know. Maybe it was before Vlad came to reside here. But I also tried to do that with the terrain paint, with a lot of the broken up pathways, specifically the back door, and then over under that tree with the 2 little benches. But this has been play tested. Everything functions, with the exception of you can't get to the bookcases in the library. The 2 on the side where the fireplace is, you can get to the other one on the other side. But if you would like to download it from the gallery to use, to play with, it is under pyxiedusted. Thank you so very, very much for joining me. Here are your screenshots. I really appreciate you watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.